Welcome back on Richa and Nani. I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what's going through your mind. Where have we been? Well, there were several reasons why we kind of decided to take a break. I asked Chris, and Chris asked me to take a small break so we can focus on my education channel for a little bit. Because when we started this channel, I was a budding YouTuber. I had to manage a lot of things, and also, as you might know, that I'm a full-time student. So everything was getting a little overwhelming for me. And also, I decided I'm going to come back with a cool background, which is done now. So I know our consistency on this channel has been at an all-time low. And on my channel, though, it's been at an all-time high. So most of you must have watched me on my channel, which now has 12K subscribers. It makes me very, very happy. Something that I think about every day when I wake up. Yeah. Chris definitely has a big hand in it. And I called her Nani because that's her cute little pet name, isn't it? So, Chris, we're just relaunching ourselves on YouTube, isn't
Mhm.
it? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, well, I'm doing like my comeback to YouTube because becoming a YouTuber was my dream when I was 12 years old, and now everything is getting into content creation, YouTube. I think this is the YouTube year. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but we are getting kind of bored of using TikTok and losing the connection with the creators. So I think the long format with YouTube is something that is very popular right now, and it's necessary because of like these constant um, like messages or fast videos. Is like at the end of the day you don't have like a real connection with anyone online. So I think we are in a good time for starting or for continue with our YouTube journey and our content creator journey.
100%. Both go hand in hand, right? Once you become a content creator, your whole life becomes about your mobile phone, editing, thinking about the ideas, but in a good way. You get consumed by that life. But again, it is really, really good. It's not a bad thing at all. But then I'm really happy that we're on the same page, Chris, because that's what I feel. And that was like the main reason why we wanted to start YouTube this year. We've been talking about it for a long time, but we could not just get this idea off the ground in 2024. We talked about it. We even shot the first episode, but it never got on air because honestly speaking, I felt we needed to make some changes. I felt we needed to grow a little bit more to get on YouTube. I treat YouTube as a platform for at least semi-expert, if not experts. That's my personal opinion on it. You know what I mean? So we've been planning for it for a long time, and we definitely did not think that we were going to take a break so early in the journey, isn't it? But
Yeah.
then just focusing on my main channel was definitely something that was constantly hovering over my mind. And I knew that I needed some time off of everything, a little bit more life update. I've been given a lot of trial lessons these days. So that makes me kind of feel like I'm in a really good place in my career as well. So all of it, literally all of it is happening at once. And I just thought, why not continue our channel as well when we're doing it all? Just one little thing, one little detail into the mix, and it's like 100%. I'm very happy we're restarting this, but I do want to talk about the topic that we'll discuss further in this conversation, which is the life of a content creator and how it is different from our normal lives. Like how my life has changed in the past 4 or 5 months that I've stayed very consistent on YouTube. And Chris has more experience than me, not just in her personal journey, but also helping clients from all over the world, getting their website set up. And she did my page as well. So definitely like a big shout out to her work, isn't
Hmm.
it? So I think like she'll have a lot of stories to share. So Chris, like when you said that you wanted to be a YouTuber at the age of 12, definitely I really feel like you've been able to do it, but not as early as you'd like it to be, 12, and like you started in your 20s, isn't it? So like what made you stop? Did you ever have this idea of starting your own YouTube, or were you waiting for me?
I think both. But I actually started at that age. But trying to be a creator 10 years ago wasn't that easy as it is now because of, we don't have the. It wasn't, I don't know. For example, editing a video wasn't easy. You had to had a good computer for using those softwares for creating a video. You have to have a good camera because our cell phones um, weren't good recording. Microphones weren't cheap, or we didn't have options for buying a microphone as it is now. So I think I started at that age, but I think it wasn't my time for doing it regularly. So I think now it's the perfect time. I'm also in another like mindset about content creation because when I started because I wanted to just explore my creativity, like learn how to make videos, share my passion about beauty, and then I stopped when I started my college, and also I stopped because it became a like a business. Everyone wanted to be a creator because becoming a creator means having a lot of money or traveling, being so famous, popular, and I think I lost the connection with the content creation. Um, so this year, I think I found my message, and I reconnected with the child that wanted to become a creator just because of enjoy the process instead of the results. And also, like, everybody wants to have results, but if you focus too much in that part, you are gonna be doing like content for getting views, or you're gonna be frustrated because of not having um, the reach that you want. So I think even this podcast for us is just like sharing our conversations because we are good friends, um, but not because we want to be like super popular, super rich. Of course, we want everybody wants that, but this is like
Yeah.
another type of approach to the content creator career. What
Yes.
about you? Like, what makes you start your YouTube channel? Because when you mentioned that you had a YouTube channel, I was kind of impressed because I always think that you are like a very close person, not
Very
like
private
a
person.
private person. Yeah.
And that is, you rightly said that because that's the word that I use to describe my personality. I say it
Mm-hmm.
very often that I'm a very private person because I'm a Gen Z, and there's a lot of people who ask me this question: why didn't you post anything on Instagram? You've been in
Mm-hmm.
Instagram literally forever. I guess I started Instagram like 7 years back. And since then, I have literally never posted anything. I actually did one time, this is an exception, did post something one time, but then I took it off immediately, like in a day or two. And I kind of like felt this was not my space. So there's two reasons, Chris, because I was gonna go like answer this question a little differently, but you asked me a history question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to answer the history question from my life first. The first reason why I call myself a private person and why I don't like posting my own pictures is that it's not because I don't like documenting myself. I have a lot of pictures, whenever I go out, especially with my friends. With my family, not so much. With my friends, I make it a point to get some good pictures. And I like to document them, treasure them, yeah? But to myself, because you know what? When Facebook first started, like for me, for my
Mm-hmm.
generation, in sixth grade. It was around, I don't know, like 2010, 2013 or 14, around that time. I really did want to post a lot of pictures because I saw some of my other friends and my seniors doing it, and they were like so consumed by Facebook, and it was cool. It was, downright cool. And at that time, we only had this feature phone at home. My dad did like have a touchscreen phone, but that was it. My mom had a
Mm-hmm.
feature phone, like the keypad. My brother had a feature phone keypad. And then you wouldn't get to click a good picture of yourself. And then at that time, people judged other people based off the quality of the pictures that they posted on their Facebook. And so that kind of like I had this passion to post a lot, this energy, the young energy to be out there and to look cool, that died after some time.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Well,
so
that's
hard.
weird.
Yeah, it
um,
actually did.
yeah, my
That is the
generation
true
was the
story.
opposite. Like everybody wants to go out on Fridays just to have a good photo and post it on Facebook. Every Christmas, you like the first thing you do after, like midnight is it was posting your outfit. So
I
I don't
know.
understand this generation that doesn't have like you don't have anything on Instagram. Why?
Exactly, because the no, because the energy died, Chris. And I'm just talking about the real story from my life. And then WhatsApp introduced this story feature where you could post your stories. And if you want to show the outfits that you wear, you can show the people on your WhatsApp. And so, like, okay, this is better. And also, if you post on Instagram, then you have to worry about a few other things. Are people liking my posts? Why are my likes down? Is my quality falling off? You start
Mm-hmm.
comparing things and like you spend more time. I had no problem just dedicating my entire time into Instagram as a teenager because teenagers barely think
Yeah.
about their future. But then again, like that fire inside me to be cool and like post pictures out there, that died very quickly. It might
Mm.
sound a bit different, and like we all have our own stories, and that is why it sounds unique because this is my personal story, not like a public policy. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But that is exactly what happened. And then I'm not like I did not try to reignite it as well. Like the fire died, and I was like okay with it because I saw the WhatsApp feature. I actually got my first good camera phone in so like at the beginning of eighth grade, maybe at the end of seventh grade, and we just started Facebook 1 year back. Still, in that little time, I decided that I was not a person who'd like to post. I only like to post my pictures
Mm-hmm.
on WhatsApp. So that's what I started doing. But when it comes to, putting myself out there as a creator on YouTube, this is a whole different thing. Even people think that to be a good speaker or to be a public speaker or even to like be a political or public figure, you have to be an extrovert. Not so
Mm-hmm.
much. Introverts can be the best public speaker in the world. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying this because you might like my internet or my web presence might be of an introvert. You know what I mean? Like on the internet, people might think she's an introvert. That's why she doesn't post or anything. That is not true.
Mm-hmm.
I am a full-fledged extrovert, and so I believe, like, even though I presented myself in the public eye as somebody who is shy and, like, she likes to have
Mm-hmm.
her own space and private, but I can do this when I'm speaking, when I'm delivering a speech, or when I'm debating someone, then I don't care who's looking, who's not looking.
Yeah.
I can do it in front of the camera. I can live my life in front of the camera. That is a whole different thing for me. And that is how introverts are such great speakers at times, isn't it? So like that's got nothing to
Mm-hmm.
do. There's like definitely some kind of connectivity here, but it's not exactly connected. I still don't like posting my pictures. Even on my Richie English Instagram, I still don't post any pictures, even though like you recommended
Mm-hmm.
as my, content guru that I should post some pictures
Yeah, I
every now
did.
and then. Yeah, thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. You see the amount of time I'm taking to think about it? You see that? So I see these two things as just like two completely different things. And talking about my YouTube, I had been thinking about it for a very long time. Short answer, I wanted to start my YouTube because I knew I could do it very well. I just knew I
Mm-hmm.
could do it. I had it in me and I also had the experience. Long answer, the reason I did not do it for so long, even after knowing every bit of my talent relating to the line, is because I thought like I didn't have the right background. I didn't like background, physical background, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have background. Maybe I didn't have good lighting. I did not have a good phone, and my house is too noisy. This is what everybody thinks about their
Mm-hmm.
family. Family is too noisy. All of those like trivial things.
Yeah,
I was just
exactly.
not. that wasn't the right time for me to start. When the time
Mhm.
arrived, I was just ready and like made my mind.
Yeah, but that's one of the first mistakes that we do, like thinking too much about the things that we don't have to start a channel, to start an Instagram account, to record your videos. If you have a phone and you have a good idea or you have an idea,
Yeah.
you just need to do it, because the more you think about it is like you're gonna be losing time, and you're gonna be losing time that you'll be becoming better, or like finding the path to the place that you want to be. So yeah, that's something that I did, like when I first started, or I think when I started, we didn't wear so much, like we I mean, we didn't have the pressure of being a perfect YouTuber from your first video. You didn't have to have a like a nice background or a fancy house to showcase. I remember I record my first video using a digital camera, because we didn't have smartphones, and I didn't have a tripod, and having a tripod was a big deal. So I use it like a um, uh, what's the name of the when you flush your floor?
When you
The
flash your floor,
Yeah, like the tool you use to.
oh, the broom,
I think so. Yeah. So I use
the
it that,
mop.
and I use
Oh, the mop.
the mop. Exactly. I use it that, and I use it something. I put it something on top, and I put my camera there. So
Yeah, that is so good. Yeah.
yeah, you have to find the ways to do it, and stop making or having those regrets, or
Excuses.
having those like.
Yeah, I would
Help
say
me with
excuses
it.
because it seems like excuses. At this point, when I look
Excuses,
back and think
exactly.
about
Yeah,
the
that was the
reasons,
word.
yeah, exactly. Because when I think about those reasons now, they don't seem like reasons to me anymore. They all seem
Hmm.
like excuses. Like good, wall, paint your wall,
Yeah,
ask a
nobody
friend to
is
get
watching
something
your
done.
wall if you have a
I
good
could have
message.
done it all. You know what, literally, Chris, if I made up my mind like 2 years ago, I could have started 2 years ago. There was nothing stopping me. I
Mhm.
still had the light bulb. I still had a roof over my house. You know what? That's all that you need. And I've been working on this thing for a very, very long time, listening, reading, speaking, and also giving lessons. I could have done it all at least 2 years ago had I decided I wanted to. It is all about your decision. And because like there's too many decisions to keep, like putting things off.
Mhm.
Even now, had I decided that I wanted to do it like 2026, that wasn't hard for me to put it off. It is never hard to procrastinate. It's very easy to procrastinate. Say, I'm going to do it
Mhm.
later, to keep delaying things. But
Mhm.
then I started my YouTube and I did not tell you about that. I used to post like 1 or 2 videos in a month because that's how much I was able to pull off at that time. At first it does feel hard trying something new, even though it was completely related to my line of work. But then still time management and the way you look at things, Chris. If you feel like giving lessons is my job and doing YouTube is not my job, YouTube will feel very hard. Now I see doing YouTube, giving lessons as equally part of my job.
Mhm.
There's like two
Exactly. Yeah.
sides of my job.
Mhm.
And then my studies, so I rank them all at the same level, maybe
Mhm.
sometimes higher, sometimes lower, but like generally speaking, I rank my work and my studies on the same level. And that is how I'm able to pull off. So
Mhm.
I've been posting
Yeah.
consistently, which at the beginning was very, very hard for me.
Yeah, and I think we have to we have to make time for our own projects. I mean, I love helping my clients, but at the end of the day, I'm helping them with their projects, with their dreams. And if I'm not making time for what I want to do, or for my content, or sharing my message, and just putting all my effort in others people projects, at the end of the day, I'm not having anything in mind. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what you mean. Yes, yes, yes. And also, like, you're helping people with digital products, okay? So I
Mm-hmm.
understand this feeling will take home. This feeling is going to be deeper, more intense in your case. But for me, I didn't give products. I provide services. I teach people. Still,
Mm-hmm.
at times, I did feel, Chris, that I'm using this time to teach people, which is a great thing. Obviously, they're paying me, and that's how I'm buying my pizzas. But then I could, if I wanted, I could have made my lessons a bit more compact. For example, stacking up the lessons, giving 2 hour lessons together, back to back, and then saving the rest of the day to plan
Mm-hmm.
something for myself,
Yeah.
for like for a business that I want to have in the future, because you have to, sow the seed. You want to have the tree, you want to
Mm-hmm.
have a big business, you have to sow this tree. So I know exactly how you're feeling, but then, like, how did you overcome this feeling of, kind of wasting time helping other people
Mm-hmm.
and not being able to build anything big for yourself?
Yeah. What I started was, for example, I know that I'm better, or I have more energy on Mondays. And on Mondays my clients aren't so demanding, so I just schedule my Mondays like Monday creation days. And on Mondays I'm not answering client questions, I'm not doing anything for my clients, I'm just filming all my videos, editing my videos, trying to schedule them. So that's the way that I found right now, because I
Mm.
need to keep I need to like keep working with them, because I need money. But yeah, this is something that I'm doing for keep keep posting, keep creating, keep doing it.
Yeah, just keep
Yeah.
going. Yeah, that is
Hmm.
a great tip. And she didn't tell me about this till now. This is the
No,
first
this
time that
is
I'm
something.
hearing from
Yeah,
her
this is
mouth.
something that I started like 3 weeks, like yeah, 1 month ago. Yeah, and
Is it?
it's doing great. This Monday, I was doing the videos, and I was like, I was feeling a little like down, um, and I was tired, like editing videos, and then I received a message from a brand to work together for a video. And I was like, okay, this is the signal. I have to keep doing this in this way, because it's making or having results. So
Yes.
mm-hmm.
That is such a big motivator. That's something that we should talk about in this video in just a little bit. So that is how you do content creation. And for me, Chris, I've been thinking to have like a similar plan where I
Mm-hmm.
keep one day off from my work and
Mm-hmm.
studies. I do all of my videos and edit them. But naturally, it's not happening yet. For you, it happened
Mm-hmm.
naturally, isn't it? You didn't plan it. You did not like
Mm,
made it happen. You didn't make it happen. It just happened. And for me, I was thinking like maybe Sundays, because naturally when you think
mm-hmm.
of a day off, Sunday comes to mind. But in my line of work, Sundays are pretty heavily occupied. I have
Yeah,
so
I
many
know.
lessons to give on Sundays usually.
Your
So maybe
family.
like middle of the week, Thursdays could be the day for me. But still, the way I record my videos is like when I feel this inner energy, I get like I have an internal alarm set for this.
Mm-hmm.
Every 2 or 3 days, that alarm goes off, and then I'm like, I'm gonna shoot this video today in 10 minutes, 15
Yeah.
minutes, or at night when everybody is about to go to bed. That's
Yeah,
when I
it's
shoot my
different.
videos.
Mm-hmm.
So, having that motivation and that inspiration to strike, you cannot schedule that. But I think big
Uh-huh.
content creators, they've done it,
Mm-hmm.
That is something
Exactly,
I'm so
yeah.
consistent.
We always think
Yeah,
it's about motivation, but it's just discipline. It's just putting
you're
yourself in
right.
the mood. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, exactly. This is what I was going to say. So as a content creator, I still wait for that inspiration to strike, for that
Mm-hmm.
motivation to
No.
hit. But then once you have a routine that you follow pretty rigorously, you're like a
Mm-hmm.
robust routine, then your motivation is going to be your discipline. Discipline is
Mm-hmm.
going to be your
Yeah.
motivation. Then you have to don't depend on external motivation. External motivation is great, but it does not sustain is the problem. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
I get like a good comment, or one of my students says something great about my style of teaching or speaking, that definitely like gasses me up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it, work harder, and bring out better videos each time I post. But that is for the time being. you
Mm-hmm.
cannot expect that same energy to be inside you for like the whole month. You know what I mean? Now, coming back to the point of this like happiness that we receive from good comments or your clients, you also have your personal YouTube, and you'd see some people writing some really kind things. I get a lot of really, really kind and generous comments that
Mm-hmm.
does make my day. So when you
Yeah.
get a good comment, whenever you get a good comment, so do you see it like a signal, like you said, you see it like a sign, oh, I have to keep going? Or do you sometimes like think about it and you think like, okay, so you're thinking this is good. For example, if they talk about your outfit, do you feel like I need to work on my outfit even more so these people think that I'm keeping the standard up? Do you understand my question? It's like, do you take
Yeah.
it the compliment
Uh-huh.
generally, or you start working on the compliment even more?
Mm, well, the comments that I'm getting right now are more about my ballet journey as an adult. And I feel like I'm inspiring other women, like
Yeah.
taking the step. So I feel like right now receiving those comments is more, um, I mean, it is different for me than having like 1 million views. You know, I feel like it's better having at least two comments saying like, "You are inspiring me. You are motivating me to start," or "I started because I saw your videos," um, and it obviously made me feel like I have to keep doing it, and I have to keep like sharing this message with other people.
Yeah, because the reason I asked you this very specific question is because you're like a lifestyle fashion influencer, right? So many people on your Instagram and YouTube must have things to say about the way your hair looks or the way you dress
Mhm.
yourself up or the way makeup that you wear, isn't it? I, for one, because I'm an educator on YouTube, I don't get
Mhm.
such comments about my hair. Sometimes I do, but
Yeah.
like I don't know how to respond to those. Generally speaking, I'd be happy if somebody says like you look fresh, you look
Mhm.
good. Obviously, it's a good comment. But commenting that below an education video is kind of weird. Like, what do I say?
Yeah,
So
it's
for
different.
you,
Uh-huh.
yeah, for you, that is your normal thing. Yeah, that is
Mhm.
your day-to-day
Yeah.
thing. When somebody talks about, let's say somebody gives you a compliment about your big, beautiful hair, do you think like in the next video I'm gonna do something even better so that people think like, this girl just keeps raising the level?
I don't think so. Like I just accept that compliment, and I don't know. Like if it's about a hairstyle, I'm just flowing right now, creating the content that I feel like is the right for me, and not having any pressure about feeling those standards or doing it because of I want comments of people saying like I'm pretty, my hair, whatever. I'm 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 doing it. I'm trying to do it more deep. Maybe on my Instagram I'm not that deep as I am on TikTok, but it's because I don't know how to translate the same message to my Instagram. That is like I'm trying to be more like inspiring or motivating people doing like these things. Like even your hair, if you don't accept your hair is something that is like something that you can change, or you can um I don't know how to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, you can style it in different ways, so many different ways.
Yeah. So we have
Yes, no.
2 minutes, I think.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I like did want to list some things off before we finish off.
Again?
Like, I just wanted to list off the things that we do as content creators that normal people usually don't do, and then we can like cut it off. Okay, so
Uh,
I'm gonna give you,
yeah, we can do
yeah,
like the three and three.
you can do three each.
Yeah, like bullets
Okay. Okay,
or
we can keep it.
recommendations or.
Yes, right. Right. Now, I just want to talk about our lifestyle and how
Mhm.
it's changed after we, began our careers as content creators, because right now I'm a proper YouTuber and so are you. I'm not so active on Instagram, but you are. So the things that have changed in my life is that I constantly think about content creation.
Mm-hmm.
I only I only used to hear about these things from other content creators. I think about content ideas all the time. Now it's happening to me. So that seems like deja vu for me for some reason. So yeah, that's there. Number two, I have disciplined my family so much not to speak loudly that my mom, like she had like, a
Yeah.
high pitched voice. Now she speaks really low, even when she's having a regular conversation. And the last one is that I keep all of my devices very well. I keep charging them so that they're not dead in the middle of the shoot. So that's something that I've changed.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah. So we have less than a minute, so I don't know if it's gonna.
Okay, you
be-
can name your top one thing.
yeah. Top three things that have changed. Um, well, my storage on my phone is dead always. I spend so much time on my phone. This is something
Oh,
that I would like to change. And oh my god, I feel like I am more, I don't know, like motivated thinking about
is it?
sharing things that I don't share